Hi, welcome back to Calamity Crafter. Today I'm trying to add another piece to the wall like this. It's actually a piece over there I'm doing. I'm using this piece of fiberglass here as shuttering. It's flat on one side obviously and it's very smooth. So what I do is before I can put it up, I apply oil to one side of it. This obviously stops the cement from sticking to the piece of fiberglass itself and allows it for easy peeling away. So I'll quickly finish off covering this with oil and then we'll move on to the next part and we'll see how we get on. Got quite a big coating of oil on it to make sure it doesn't stick. Just use an old oily rag to do that, and that should hopefully be good to go. Right, okay, so I've lifted the shuttering on. So what I have here, this jig if you like, two pieces of wood basically cut to a length just shorter, about an inch shorter than the top of the last fill of cement. So obviously there's an overlap, so to try and prevent leakage of cement when I start putting cement inside. Also, you've noticed there's posts here as well, so these posts are anchored into the floor. These will be holding the shuttering in place, so that will allow us to put the cement in and hopefully hold the shuttering in place so that we can fill it up, and that's the bracing for it. I have some pieces of wood to chock in between, and that will prevent it from moving once I set it all up. I've got to seal the ends first, and I'll use some bits of plastic or some foam pieces that I've got, and I'll get them in the ends and get that sealed up. Once I have that, as I say, I'll get that sealed up, and then I'll chock the posts so that they are tight against the shuttering to prevent it from moving, and hopefully give a good seal against the cement, the previous lot of cement. And then yeah, and then we'll be good to go to put the cement in. So we'll see how we get on with that. Right, so I've plugged the ends now of the shuttering. I use pieces like this with slots cut into them so that they go around the bar that's in the wall there. So that this is what I've been using. You can probably see some at the far end there already in place. I've done both ends now, and as you can see, I've actually locked that post in place to pressurise it against the wall, and I've done this end as well. So what I've used is basically two pieces of wood that are cut as a wedge, and what I can do is to give more pressure, I can just hammer them together. So that will go behind here like that, and I will just basically put them there, and then once in place I'll get a hammer, and then I'll just basically hammer them to create the pressure. And you can feel that you can see it's quite tight now. So that should hopefully stop the cement pushing the shuttering away. So that's that now in place. So the next step will be to now put the cement in and see how we get on. We are putting a bit of pressure on these posts because, as you can see, I'm using some metal banding to pull the tops of the posts in. So, and obviously there's a bracket at the bottom holding them down there. So the further up we've gone up the wall, obviously there's going to be more pressure on this. So this will be interesting to see if this holds, because this is the first time I've gone this high. The idea being is that the next step will be to put longer posts in to get further up the wall, and hopefully we'll get to the top of the wall. But we'll see how we get on, and see if we get much leakage, and see if it turns out okay. Right, so you can see now that I've now filled up with cement the shuttering. Now I've left it a little bit below the top of the shuttering here, because as I said to you, there's a lot of pressure on this, and I've not done this height before. There's a lot of pressure on these, and I've actually put some extra clamps in to try and brace it a bit more. So I think I'm going to stop there and see how that sets, and then I'm going to rejig the posts for the next level. Once I start going up the wall furthermore, I'll probably get some taller posts, and that will allow me to travel further up the wall. But as I say, I think there is enough cement in here just now, because I don't want it pulling off the wall and then all of a sudden have a bit of a problem. So that's as far as I'm going with that at the moment. So I'm now just going to let that set, and then I'll come back to it, give it a couple of days or so, and then I'll come back to it, take the shuttering off and let the air get to it more, and then I'll start look at doing the next level. So all I've done is, I've just poured the cement in just now, and started off with a dry mix at the bottom to try and seal the bottom of the shuttering up, and then I've put in more watery mixes further up, so that it helps distribute the cement through the wall, that part of the wall there, and hopefully it should look okay once it's fully set. As I say, that's as far as I'm going with this at the moment, and we'll see how that looks once that's set. I'll no doubt catch up with you once I get to take the shuttering off. Okay, so moment of truth. See how we get on with this now. We've left it a few days, so hopefully it feels pretty hard. So see how we get on with taking the shuttering away, and see what we've got. There you have it. That's the next bit done. Just needs smoothing up, which I'll do later, and on to the next bit. See how we get on now. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and seeing the procedure we're using to do the walls. I hope you find it useful. If you're doing a similar project, maybe it's something you could incorporate yourself. If not, I hope you just find it interesting to watch, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. See you then. Bye.